Hi, this is Anna London with Cyvergence, and I know it's been a little while, but we've been busy in a good way, right? So I have some big news from Cyvergence AI. Look, with a strong foundation in cybersecurity education and consulting, our company has been providing top-notch services since our establishment in 2014, and the personnel, our subject matter expertise, right, that support our company have been doing this for decades, right? Many of us for over 30 years. However, as the world of technology continues to rapidly evolve, so have we. Our focus has shifted towards the creation of secure and sustainable technology solutions that not only cater to the needs of our clients, but also benefit the environment. We believe in utilizing our expertise for the greater good, and our innovative solutions are a testament to that. But our commitment doesn't end there. As we continue to grow and thrive, we are dedicated to nurturing and empowering the next generation of cybersecurity warriors, grooming them to become builders and protectors of secure, renewable energy innovation, and wherever they decide to throw their hat to support our cybersecurity industry. You can trust us to safeguard your data and the planet, while also cultivating a bright future for the cybersecurity and ecotech industries, with a focus on clean energy and reducing our carbon footprint. So why invest with us? Sustainable development, right? We specialize in creating both on-grid and off-grid properties that are self-sustaining, reducing carbon footprints and enhancing the quality of life. Innovative technology, right? So leveraging AI, we optimize land use, energy efficiency, and resource management, ensuring your investment is smart and future-proof. A diverse portfolio, from urban eco-homes and remote, self-sufficient retreats to protecting our critical infrastructure. We offer a range of properties, courses, and services tailored for different lifestyles and business needs. There's also high growth potential because as the high demand for sustainable living solutions skyrockets, your investment with us stands to benefit from this growing trend. And then, of course, community building, right? We're all about community. We always have been, right? Beyond just real estate, we're building and securing communities where people live, learn, and work in harmony with nature, fostering a new way of life that values sustainability. All right, so here's your opportunity to be part of this revolutionary movement. You can partner with us. That's the first thing, right? So we're always looking for strategic partnerships with other renewable energy for-profits and nonprofit organizations, government, and educational institutions, right? Even our K through 12 and university counterparts. You can also buy or sell, right, land. So you can invest in land with us to develop sustainable homes and businesses. So whether you're looking for a personal haven or a commercial venture, Cyvergence AI offers solutions that align with your values and investment goals. You can also sell. So if you own land with potential for sustainable development, let's definitely talk because we're interested in acquiring properties to expand our portfolio and vision. We're also pleased to share that Cyvergence AI is featured on pages 8 and 9 as one of this year's recipients of the Corporate Vision Education and Training Awards and is available to view, on our website, right, in the About Us section. And, so a little bit about our founder, right? My name is Anna London, right? I'm a U.S. Army veteran, disabled vet, colon cancer survivor, and a proud descendant of the Potawatomi Native American Indian tribe, right? I'm multiracial, so I have a European background and, of course, Potawatomi Native American. And the founder and CEO of Cyvergence AI, who, we're revolutionizing the field of AI innovation, and we're ushering in a new era of sustainable living, learning, and working in the digital age through a visionary use of cutting-edge technology. We're not only spearheading the advancement of AI in innovation, but also have reimagined sustainable living in the digital age and how we approach physical and logical security. I also want to give a shout out to CIO Views magazine for featuring me on the cover of the most influential innovators in AI and robotics in 2024. Okay, and the link to that magazine article is also found on our website in the About Us section. Look, the power of AI has allowed us to create living environments, not only prioritize sustainability, but also ensure security and energy independence. One shining example of this, right, is a property that we just bought, right? It isn't just a new home. It's a bold step towards redefining sustainable living, combining innovation with nature's bounty. Okay, and here's what we're envisioning for this magnificent property. The first thing is sustainable energy, harnessing the abundant sunlight, even in Alaska's unique seasonal cycle. There's definitely lots of options, okay? So many options that can be presented, right, with renewable energy sources now. It's not like it was 20 and 30 years ago, right? So with unique seasonal cycles like Alaska or Norway, you can install advanced solar energy systems, right, making your home or business energy independent, dramatically reducing your carbon footprint. But again, the options are endless and can be tailored to meet your specific needs. There's so many options out there. It's awesome in that way. The second is AI for sustainability. So as a leader in AI and cybersecurity, Cyvergence AI will integrate AI technologies not just for your home and business security, but for optimizing energy use, water management, and even predictive maintenance. This AI will learn from your living and working patterns, making your home or business smarter with every passing day. And for those of you interested, hydroponic greenhouses, right? So imagine fresh organic produce year round. And yes, even in Alaska, okay? Right from your backyard. By setting up a state-of-the-art hydroponic system with a greenhouse designed for any climate, this not only promotes self-sufficiency, but also reduces environmental impact of food transportation. Eco-friendly construction as well. So the construction of your home or business property, that you want to develop, right, will prioritize materials that are sustainable, locally sourced, and have a low environmental impact, from recycled steel to sustainable, harvested wood. Every choice, okay, that we make reflects a strong commitment to sustainability. And how about educational hub, right? We are known for really strong, superb educators in our field. Cyvergence AI will serve as a living lab for sustainable technologies. We plan to host educational tours, workshops, and collaborate with research and educational institutions to share our findings, fostering a community of like-minded innovators. This venture represents more than just building a home or a thriving business. It's about crafting a blueprint for future living, learning, and working where technology, environment, and human needs intersect harmoniously. Okay? Your support really does mean the world to us. And by choosing Cyvergence AI, you're not only investing in your own well-being, but also supporting a diverse and underrepresented community while helping our next generation learn, build, and innovate. So join us on this journey towards a more informed and sustainable lifestyle, because together we can pave the way towards a better tomorrow. Okay? Our goal is to set a new standard for living, learning, and working that balances human needs with ecological integrity, ensuring that the future generations inherit a world that is both prosperous and pristine, while also keeping our critical infrastructure secure. So act now, right? Reach out to our team of experts to discuss how you can become part of this transformative journey. Whether you're looking to invest, build, learn, or collaborate, we're here to guide you. Okay, so again, my name is Anna London, and we look forward to helping you. And whether or not you believe in the climate crises or not, it's still true that wherever you live, right, you don't want to trash it with garbage. I mean, it is prudent to recycle, right? Let's be real. So whether or not you believe in climate change or not, okay, when you're on a property, it's good to have energy independence, right? Your own access to your own food and private well, right? A good source of healthy food and water and shelter with renewable resources that are easier on the environment, right? We can all agree that many businesses throw toxic waste, right, in our, not just in landfills, okay, where it seeps into the groundwater through the ground, right, through the sediment, through the soil, but also through our lakes, rivers, and streams, right? Can we also agree that people are throwing, right, trash out? We still need fuel So I'm not with renewable energy. There's lots of different ways in which we can complement, okay, through propane, fuel options, solar, wind power, right? There's so many things out there, and everything is geographically, different. And so each option, and also per budget and per needs, whether or not you're a business, right? This isn't just for off grid, it's also for on grid. So even if you want to sit there and stay in the city, that's fine. Look at other alternative mechanisms, right, to reduce your energy source and cost, right? And really living off grid, you can do a hybrid solution, right? You can still have internet, you can still have the luxuries of life, right, etc. That's what I'm doing. Trust me, I'm a tech junkie. I love nature so much, but I'm also a cybersecurity AI guru, and I can tell you that I'm a tech junkie like crazy. And so for me too, I like the complement of both. And you don't have to give up luxuries, right? Honestly, you don't. You just have to cut it back a little bit, right? You don't have to necessarily be buying and fall into the consumer mindset of a waste, right? Fast fashion and everything. Trust me, I like designer stuff too, right? I love Mercedes. I love Land Rover, right? I love all these things too, okay? And I fell into that for years, right? Buy the best purse, buy the best this, buy the best that, right? Rent a penthouse or rent this, rent that, right? But you're kind of throwing money away, right? Because then you look at 50, 100 years from now, where is that purse going to go? How much value really does it provide? What kind of legacy are you leaving to your families, right? And right now with rent prices going up, right, we also want to help folks gain, a path towards land ownership, right? And energy independence, right? And of course, next generation wealth, right? We're always talking about what kind of legacy can we leave to our loved ones? Yes, there's life insurance policies, there's a variety of other things, right? But that's after the fact, right? There's so many things that we can do now to build that strong legacy, right? And there's nothing like buying land, okay? And we can help you get there, okay? We can definitely help you get there. And if you need guidance, right, on how to, I know a lot of times people think, oh, it's out of reach. I only make this amount of money, only make that amount of money. Well, let me just tell you, it's taken me a while, but I am debt free. I actually paid everything down, everything off, and I have a strategy for that. Am I an expert in finance? No, I'm not. I'm an expert in cybersecurity and AI, and of course, transitioning into the whole, on and off grid, renewable energy, right, concepts that breathe in, right, all the different options. So you can make the best, most informed choice, most informed decision for you or your family, or if you're a business owner or whatever, or even just navigating through what AI should you even choose. Will AI replace my employees, right? Will AI replace me? Right, as a person, right? What can I do in my home? How can I secure my home? If you have IoT or what have you, right? Smart home, smart equipment, gaming systems, all that kind of stuff. We can help you leverage, right, renewable solutions that are easy on the budget. There's also tax write-offs, believe it or not. They're astronomical. So right now is the good time to do it. And again, you don't have to forego, the luxuries. You can just add on, right? Adopt some renewable, start slow, right? You can start off by adding some solar panels or, whatever you need to do, right? For home continuity of operations, right? And of course, business continuity of operations. So anyways, check out our site. Again, my name is Anna London. I'm the founder and CEO of Cyvergence.ai. C as in Charlie, Y as in Yankee, V as in Victor, E as in Echo, R as in Romeo, G as in Golf, A as in Alpha, N as in November, C as in Charlie, E as in Echo.ai. That's the website as well. And I'll put the link and everything in the comments section of this podcast episode. The next episode I'm going to do are dispelling the myths about off-grid living. Because I kind of covered some here, but I kind of want to go a little bit in depth, just a little bit. And I'll continue actually to breathe life into this topic, right? And again, you don't have to, whether or not you believe that climate change is a myth or not, right? We can all agree that we want to, nobody wants to lay garbage on the land, right? Nobody wants to, you know, um, put toxic waste in our environments. Everyone wants to cut their energy bills, right, by half, if not more than that, right? Can we all agree that rent has gotten really sky high, the cost of groceries and everything else? The food that we eat is really kind of poison, if you will, right? It's all processed food, it's poison. And I can tell you too, you don't necessarily have to move to Alaska. I love Alaska. I moved here from the state of Virginia, and I've lived all over the world because I'm a vet. All right, but stationed everywhere. But I can tell you that when I moved here, started eating healthier, breathing the cleaner air, right? Being self-sustaining with energy, finance, everything. Not only did my anxiety go low, but my health is so much better, and the health of my animals. So I have a cat right now, and I'm about ready to adopt a dog as well. But my cat actually is 14 years old. When I left Virginia last year, she was 13 years old, and she was having seizures, right? I mean, she's older, she's blind, etc. She was having seizures on occasion. We moved here to Alaska, and just the healthy everything, the cleaner air, the environment. She hasn't had one seizure since we've moved here, no joke. And her coat is so shiny, you know, and she is older, and she is blind, of course, but she is so much healthier, and I'm so much healthier for it as well, right? The ailments that I've had, just by eating better, doing right, just taking walks, etc., right? It makes a huge difference. And being able to have energy independence, right? Also financial independence, not having to worry about paying rent, right? Not having to worry about, paying a mortgage, etc., whatever, being financially independent and free, and of course, energy independent and free, and owning my own land and property that I can leave as a legacy to my kids, right? And what I'm doing is I'm transforming it, to work with, as an educational hub, right? Because I want to help pay it forward, right? I want to help pilot this out and replicate it forward, right? To show people, because some people abandon their off-grid homes because it gets too hard, right? The hauling of the water and this, that, and anything. But you don't have to do that. If you know exactly, we can help you navigate through that, right? So, whether you live on a lake or, off-grid somewhere, you want to do a combination, maybe there's a road access, maybe no road access, right? There's all these different ways in which you can turn your property into a more sustainable solution using renewable energy sources, right? And digging wells and in septic tanks or using compost or whatever, right? There's so many things, but you also want to secure it, right? And you don't have to forego internet, right? So there's internet options like Starlink and a variety of other things, right? There's so many options out there. It's, and again, I don't have a mortgage right now. I don't have rent anymore. Because everything's paid in full. Even the property, okay, that I just secured, paid in full, right? So everything is being transformed to a full-on sustainable ecosystem that I'm going to leverage. I'm going to work with our educational institutions and our schools, right, to offer courses, innovation. I've even got, software, right? I'm going to, there's also off-grid data centers and air gap solutions I'm going to put in there too for testing and a variety of other things. So there's so much acreage and so many options to do there, you're testing out other different technologies so I can report back what works, what doesn't, right? Walk through the entire journey, right, with you all, and so that you all can make very informed decisions. That's what we're here for. So we have courses and we have services, right? Whether or not you want to buy, sell land, or etc., whether or not you're looking to do a DIY kind of a thing, do it yourself, tiny home situation, whatever it is, we can help you navigate through that. And we have partnerships. Like, for instance, if you're looking to buy, sell, etc., there's a for owner, by owner We also have partnerships with real estate agents, real estate attorneys, right, to help you navigate through that. And also, we have we just have a variety of things to help you navigate through whatever you need. And we have partnerships with like renewable energy resources, solar panel companies. And so you can be offered certain discounts and, the best possible team that we could have put together between our core team and our strategic partnerships is second to none, right? And like I said, I'm a tech junkie. I love the stuff, I love, but I also love nature, and I also want to be very courteous and coexist with our environment, right? You don't have to go off and be the bohemian type or like that. There's a variety of ways to do this, whether or not you live in a van, right? An RV, mobile home kind of a situation, a tiny home, or even a larger home, right? The structure that I purchased on the dozens of acres of land is I'd say a moderate sized home. It's not like a large mansion or anything. It's a moderate sized home. It's not a tiny home. And so it's definitely doable and livable. I think tiny homes are great and they're good, but if you have a family or what have you, it can get kind of small really quick, right? And, the walls can start closing in on you, and that's also a deterrent as far as why people start it and then they're like, nope, not for me. I mean, if you're a single person, right, or it's just you and maybe your partner or something like that, or a roommate, maybe you can get away with doing a tiny home, right? But many times if you have a family, you're going to end up having to add on anyways, okay, to a tiny home. Or you might maybe have multiple tiny homes, right, on the property linked together in some way, shape, or form to form a little mini family village or whatever, right? I'm just saying. So there are so many options though. However, I'm not trying to dissuade anybody from doing a tiny home. Because I think they're great in a lot of options, and many of them come already retrofitted with solar and a variety of things already, right, too. So that's basically, you have to still, build the foundation first, right? You have to do a lot of research about that geographical environment as far as the climate, the max and minimum temperature, right? Also the roof, whether it be flat, like you can get away with, near the sea, right? Like on the ocean or what have you, you can get away with the flatter roofs. But like here in Alaska, we need more of an A-frame type of roof, right? For the weight of the snow, et cetera, right? So that, there's a lot of different ways in which you want to look at geographical, you don't want to be in a flood zone, right? You want to look at what you're going to need, right? And also how to live off the land, because the part of, moving out and doing off-grid, if you will, is you want to be able to live off the land, use the local resources, right? Food, right? Whether it be fish or whatever, or berries or whatever you're doing, right? Also, how are you going to set up your greenhouse, et cetera, right? The architectural element of your ecosystem out there. How much fuel do you need, or how much propane do you need? Do you even want propane, or do you want all electric, right? What are the things you're going to need? Because it's all about efficiency, right? It's all about choosing the right options for your needs, whether or not it's a home, right? A single home, a single family home, or what have you. Maybe it's an Airbnb you're looking at, or, like a rental property, an investment property you're looking at. So we can do that too, right? Maybe it's a hotel property, right, that you're looking at doing that. We can do that too, right? If it's a commercial property, we can do that too. We can help you identify solutions in place, right? And your current existing structure, no matter where it is, on or off grid, in city or not, rural or urban, right? And help you choose the right renewable solutions for you to cut cost exponentially. And that's the biggest thing, is really cutting cost, maximizing efficiency, right? While being nice to our environment. All right, let's be real. Reducing the amount of plastics, like all these things, right? And business, maybe you're a small business owner, maybe you're a large business owner, right? There's all kinds of things. We're always looking at cutting cost. And there's also tax benefits, tax write-offs for the single family home, right? as well as, your residential home or your commercial property or even your investment property, right? There's so many ways in which you can swing this. And you just said each state is different, right? Each state is different. So there's different rules and laws and regulations. And so, you want to make sure that you're looking into, what land do you want to purchase? How much land do you want to purchase, right? What's the upkeep going to look like? What's the overall maintenance cost, the initial cost, and then the ongoing operations and maintenance cost of the property, of the structure, and all that. And we would help you then navigate through locally sourced, businesses and resources too, because I'm a small business. I like to give back to locally sourced small business in your area, right? And we can provide support, absolutely, from here, 100%. But I also want to give, I want to also collaborate with and provide, provide basically, get you guys relationships with the locally sourced small businesses that we would help research, right, and all that, and analyze and advise whether or not they're reputable or not, and again, full disclaimer, right, what have you, because I can't speak for any particular business or not, right, but we will do research, and, I'm only going to provide resources, authoritative sources of information, because there's so much gobbledygook out there, right, on stuff. You can get lost in the sauce and go down a rabbit hole you really don't want. And there's a lot of really bad information too, right? So you kind of have to sift through the bad to get to some of the good, right? And so we can help you navigate through that. Having done it, having gone through ourselves, right? We can help you navigate through that. What we've done, lessons learned, right? All that. I want to continue to share with everyone. And so you can, like I said, you all can make the best decisions for yourself. Or like I said, stand in place. If it's an apartment you have, maybe you can work with your landlord to employ, a renewable solution. Maybe we can work with your landlord, right, to help minimize cost, right, cut cost, not only for the building, because then that replicates to all the tenants in that building, right? So we want to help you cut cost. We want to help you to be able to have assets, right? We want to be able to, so assets, because there's a lot of write-offs with having assets. And, putting your money more towards property, right, towards real estate, which is a really good investment, by the way. Some people just think it's not attainable, but it is. It is. I'm trying to tell you it is. And I thought it was out of reach too, especially the land part. You always think, oh, it's millions of dollars. But you'd be surprised. But again, don't just go in there haphazardly. Let us help you navigate through that. Find the right parcel of land for you, an undeveloped piece of land or even one with an existing structure, right, that you can actually augment renewable, sources, into, right? As you look to what your vision is, we can help you align, right, goals and objectives in order to meet your vision, right? And then budget accordingly. And again, if right now you're living paycheck to paycheck, which 99.99% of all Americans are, okay, we can help you also through a debt management program, right? A course basically, because all I'm going to do, again, I'm not a debt management guru. Please don't get me that way, because I'm not, right? I'm a cybersecurity guru and an AI guru, but you know what I mean? And I'm becoming a sustainable, guru for having done it myself, navigating through everything and incorporating all these things, building ecosystems that I want to pay forward, right? And like I said, we're using our properties as pilot properties for learning, living, working, growth, etc., right? That we can extend to you all, right? To have a secure and sustainable environment. But I also wanted to say the debt management thing, the financial literacy component, because it's incredibly important. A lot of people don't think, a lot of people will hire a debt management company and then they have you do all these things. And there's some good ones out there, don't get me wrong. But I found a way to do it myself. And so I'm not saying my way is going to work for everyone, because there's no cookie cutter solution to everyone. But I'm going to say what I did, right? What I did, the strategy that I used to help become debt free. And I'll actually show you, think I was zero, 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 zero. I don't know anything. So it took me a while, but I got it down because you're going to want to do that, right? In order to have some type of confidence because, moving into a sustainable home, or what have you. I mean, you can also use your existing home and augment. But like I said, if you're going to move off the grid or whatever, there are some costs. Or there's even costs to even buying land, right? And stuff. So you're like, okay, how can I even do that, right? Because you're going to have to come up with a really good down payment at least in order to get financed, right? And you're also going to want to improve your credit, right? So a lot of people have really bad credit, not to any fault of their own. Sometimes it's either overspending or trying to live up with the Joneses, right? There's a difference between broke and then poor. Okay, poor is not having really any money at all, like third world country poor, right? Broke is where it's mismanagement of money, or like, you see the glitter, the Mercedes Benz when you really should be getting a Kia Elantra or whatever, or a Hyundai Sonata or whatever it's called. So, you get my drift. So, so my point to that is that the choices that we make do make a difference, and you will have to sacrifice some. Okay, you are going to have to sacrifice some if you really want it. You have to keep your eye on the prize. Do you really want land, or you want to continue in a home of your own? Okay. And to basically break the chains of what I call indentured servitude, because when you have debt, it doesn't matter. When you make more money, you incur more debt. That's the problem, because that's what I noticed, right? When I was making, six figures and this and that and the other, you go up in the chain and you get six figures and then seven figures, etc. But the problem is you end up getting, you look at monthly payments, right? So like you go into a car salesman, right? And they'll say, okay, well, this is the monthly payment, right? But you're not looking at how much it's really going to cost when you finance it, right? So, let's just say a $30,000 car can easily cost $50,000, $60,000 depending upon the amount of money it's financed for, right? In the long run. And so you're caught up with that. If and if you don't work, if you're laid off or whatever, then, and you're not able to pay for the car, well, it's no longer your car because it's financed. And the lien holder, right? Whoever you financed it through can come up and take the car. They'll repossess the car, right? Same thing with the home, even with the mortgage, right? What have you, if you lose your job, etc., right? Not able to pay the mortgage, etc., right? They come in, can commandeer your home, etc., right? So I'm trying to do it to where you can have a reasonable assertion of having some confidence to actually invest in where it counts as assets, because honestly, it's rich versus broke in our case, right? A lot of us tend to buy the purses, right? The designer bags. Let's be real. I was one of those. Trust me. The designer clothes. I do have. I used to model. Okay, so I love designer stuff. Trust me. Okay, but at some point you have to realize what's really important for you. Because again, if you're only buying designer bags, designer clothes, designer cars, designer this, designer that, designer whatever, the best and latest iPhone every time one comes out, you're never gonna, and you're not living 7 and 8 figures. Even if you are, you still want to be more frugal with your money, because anything could happen, right? If you get into a medical situation, or maybe you have to stop working to help support a family member, take care of a family member, an elderly parent or whatever, right? Then that causes, a little problem, right? And then all of a sudden your financial income goes down. Any debt that you have, it makes it very difficult. Even student loans, right? Makes it very difficult to pay off. I paid mine off too. I had a combination. I have a Montgomery GI Bill, but years ago, I had student loans that I paid off because years ago, it used to not be like digital, no joke, like in the early 90s. I'm dating myself, but the early 90s, okay, when I was going to school, it took about 6 months to process, like 3 to 6 months to process. Back in the day, you had to do it paper way, and then by the time the school accepted it, et cetera, it took about 3 to 6 months to take effect. Now it's like you go online to the VA, and you can put in for it, you work, and you coordinate with the school, and it's like practically instant, okay? But it wasn't like that back then. And so I ended up having, because there was a delay in my processing, And I was going through electrical engineering courses and things like that, which were quite expensive, right? And then back in the day, and unfortunately, I ended up with some student loans right out of it. And then later, yeah, you can go and turn it in or whatever. But, I procrastinated in my fault and I didn't turn it in. So basically I owed the money. Okay. And these educational institutions don't care, right? The whoever you finance through, whether it be a Stafford loan or whatever, they don't really care. Okay. They just want their money. And they put an extensive amount of interest on it, which I don't think there should be interest, at least. But my point to this is I paid those off too. Okay, so I paid it all off, right? I paid it all off. I had all kinds of blips on my report, etc., from a variety of things, and I went through divorce, and I had situations with identity theft. Somebody stole my identity or whatever, and again, they don't care. They just want it paid off because it's still going to affect you. So as much as you can dispute, which is I was doing, I was dispute. Unfortunately, I got stuck with the bag and ended up having to pay that off too. So that increased my debt to income ratio and all the other stuff. But I'm going to tell you this. I paid it all off. Okay. Everything's like zero. Okay. No credit cards, no nothing. Okay. And everybody's going to tell you, oh yeah, use credit cards to increase your credit. No. There's other things that you can do. Level credit and a variety of other things that you can sign up for. So as you pay rent or as you pay this or that on time or even your phone bill or whatever, it can go to be reporting for, positive credit. So you don't have to have credit cards. In fact, I don't recommend it because here's the thing, and this is my opinion, right? Because so many people, it gets so tempting, right? When people are consumer addicts, right? Like a lot of us are. You go to the mall, you go to whatever. I don't really go to the mall anymore. I stay away from the mall because it's too much of a, It's temptation, right? There's ads in our faces all the time. Buy this, buy that, buy this. Keep up with, this and that. And buy this. Oh, you should buy this. This is the next makeup, the next cream, the next whatever. You know what I mean? You should get this, you should get that, or kitchen stuff, or car stuff, or pet stuff, whatever it is, right? And the next thing or even subscriptions, right? And there's rocket money for that. Everybody should know about that now too. So there's certain ways you can cut back on those, but I'm going to tell you how to go into your credit report and literally have a strategy, okay, to pay off all of that debt, okay, over time, okay? It's not going to be overnight, but it takes over time, because I do highly recommend that so that you can, again, get your financial independence, right? And so that you can commit to a home or property. Because here's the situation. If you don't pay off that debt, or at least pay it down to a reasonable amount, here's what's going to happen, okay? Because it happens to a lot of people. Okay, so you go to say, oh, let me just go buy an off-grid property, right? Let me go just do this, do that. Okay, so then what happens is the minute then something arises, right, that what's going to end up happening is that you're going to be so tempted to go back to the city life, right, and commute for that job, for that other job, right? Go back to that other way of life. You're going to have no choice, right? You won't live very long in an off-grid or even a hybrid solution or what have you, right? Or again, you can live in place like I was mentioning too, so you can still keep the same place you've got, right? But again, you want to get out of renting and you want to get into something that you own, right? Because it's an asset that not only you can write off, on your taxes, if you will, use collateral for other loans, etc., whatever. But wouldn't you rather have a home, right, than have to worry about, so many people are like 1 or 2 paychecks away from homelessness. Okay, and there's lots of people already homeless. Okay, so let me help you with that. Let me help everyone that I can, with that. So just reach out. Again, my name is Anna London, okay, with Cyvergence.ai. And I want to help people. I've helped people get into cybersecurity, which I'm still helping people with that because I love cyber and AI. But we've also kind of pivoted and transitioned to the greater good, also helping, in the sustainable, basically ecotech era, right, arena. And again, I'm using lessons learned to pay it forward. I always say this, or I'm gonna leave you with this. It's like this. It's like going to school, right? And you're going to incorporate a business, and you're just like, oh, let me go and get an MBA. But the professor that's teaching you about the MBA, right? Has never owned a business themselves. So what kind of value is that? Same thing with cybersecurity. Because I used to teach at university, and I also still teach. I'm a licensed, I'm certified to teach. And I love teaching, right? So that's also part of our DNA, even as a company. It's education and consultation all the way, right? Because they go hand in hand, right? But even in cybersecurity, there were so many professors out there that have PhDs, for instance, and nothing against the PhD folks, nothing against the professors that have lived their entire life in the classroom. But here's the problem. When you have a professor that's literally, okay, with all due respect, has a PhD, awesome, but has lived their entire career in the classroom. Oh, they know the labs. They know their virtual lab environment inside, left, right, and center, right? But they've never experienced working in an actual field other than just research, right? But they've never worked at government institutions like the FBI or the State Department. They've never supported commercial industry like Anthem or AWS or anything like that, right? And yet, so all they can provide really is more theory and emulated practice, what it might be like in the field, right? So it's incredibly important to get professors, to get educators, right? If you're going to learn, or if you're going to learn how to make $1 million, right? You go get it from somebody that is not money laundering or anything like that, okay, not fraud, so check them out, right? Because sometimes people say, oh, here's the quick shortcut to success to make $1 million. No, sorry, there's no shortcut to success. It doesn't go like that. It doesn't exist, sorry. What seems to be overnight sometimes can take decades, actually, for that to matriculate. It takes years many times. By the time you see them, it looks overnight. It seems overnight, but it's really not, okay? It can take years, okay? Months and years. So with that said, right, you definitely want somebody that has been there, done it, breathed it, lived it, right? Has experience, and not just sustainable technology, right? But also the infusion of cybersecurity and AI technology that we possess, right? And you're going to have a lot of people out there that are niched in, like they're niched in just solar or niched in just wind power. So of course they're going to tell you to use wind because it's in their best interest to sell you a wind product because that's what they sell. And then they're going to try to upsell you, right? Or like solar, but you may not want to go solar. You might want hydroelectric power or something. There's all kinds of other options that you can actually leverage, okay? And you can think outside the box. That's what I love about creativity and innovation, right? Because there's no cookie cutter solution, right? Everybody has their own ideas, which is awesome, which means that, and there's so many options nowadays that can be tailored to your specific vision, right? And that's the cool part, is helping people achieve their dream of land ownership. But then even if you don't want to purchase land right now, or even ever, that's okay too, right? You can also, whatever on-grid business or on-grid home or on-grid commercial property you have, whether it be a hotel or whatever it is, right? You can also still look into renewable energy solutions, okay, to cut costs, okay, and be better on our environment. Let's be real, right? Regardless, it's a win-win for everyone, to be quite honest with you. And again, whether or not you believe climate change is a hoax or not, okay, doesn't matter. We all want to leave our earth better than what that's just like with anything, right? Like even in environments or even on jobs, right? Projects. I always like to leave the environment better than when I came to it, right? Or even like a campsite, right? You don't leave trash and everything there, right? You clean up after yourself, right? You make sure the fire is out completely. All the embers and everything are gone, right? Completely put out, right? You clean up after yourself. You make it look like you weren't there to begin with, right? So that's what we want, right? We want to minimize our footprint here. That's all. And just coexist harmoniously. And you don't have to still give up your luxuries. You can still be able to wash your clothes, watch your TV, right? Have your internet, have your phones, have your gaming solutions, right? And all these things, okay? So all the while, but the cut cost on energy wise, okay? And that's the way to do it, is through renewable energy solutions. Okay, but which one do you choose? Well, that's up to the vision that you have, the budget also, because not everybody has a big budget. It's real easy to choose from, options when you're a millionaire and you have a whole suite. You can choose from the filet mignon, right? Versus the rest of us, right? That have to really kind of look outside the box and be creative with our solutions, right? Because not everybody has that kind of money. Okay. That's like 1%er stuff. And, I'm a small business myself. Okay. I'm a small business myself. I'm all about helping people, all about living up to integrity, right? First, and doing right by the clients, right? And stuff like that. Making sure you have what you need. It's quality, right? And we're there for the long haul with you throughout that journey. Okay. And then, we also have engaged in, again, certain partnerships. So as you need things, we can pull different subject matter experts that we've vetted for you, for your benefit, right? And again, helping you research whether it be a state or local or whatever it is that you're doing, whether it be a schoolhouse, because even schools need renewable energy solutions, right? To cut costs, save costs, right? We're turning our stuff into full-on lab and everything else. I think it's going to be awesome. And I just cannot wait. This journey is well underway, but I look forward to what the future holds. And I look forward to working with our educational institutions, our businesses, our homeowners, right? And everyone to help everyone achieve, whatever it is that they're trying to achieve, right? When it comes to sustainable solutions, cutting energy costs, and leaving a legacy that will last, generations to come, right? So with that said, this is Anna London with Cyvergence.ai signing out.